And so this is again Muhammed Aziz with the new session for today, and today's session is again interesting one. So we know that sometimes we have to debug our code. In fact, every time we have to debug our code, and sometimes there are some possibilities that the IDE is not available to actually debug your code. So there are some tools and tricks to actually debug your code to actually get the logical errors which are difficult to find in some cases. So what we can use, let's check this out. Okay, so this is an example for us. Here you can see we have a program which is basically giving an array of integers nums and integer targets something something something. I will not go more into deep that one. This program right now is basically providing good correct output. We are trying to find these 10 ones, but consider that we don't have debugger. I mean, we don't have debugger, we don't have IDE, we are using Notepad++, and we are on some of the server, somewhere in the cloud, staging environment, etc. And we want to debug this one. For example, I just removed this line here, and now the program is working fine, but the output is not coming correct. So for this reason, because I'm using Python, this is a very good example that most of the developers use. What we can do, what we mostly do, is use print command and see what is the value of print here, and then I can use print again here and say what is the value of print j here and here, so I can check what is the value of these two parentheses on the top, as I can see here, num I, num j. So this is the one way of doing it. It's good. It's good. If I run this program and see, so you see we have 0000112 something, and it's very difficult to understand that what is printing what. Maybe we can add more values here, right? We can add some strings like I value something something, but it's a lot of manual thing that we have to do. So to achieve better results, let's use another tool inside Python, which is known as Icecream. So I will go here and install Icecream. Okay, so here what I will do, pip install Icecream. That's a Python package which I'm going to install. So because I have already installed this one, so it's saying requirements already basically satisfied. And what I will do, I will import this package into our program. From Icecream, import ice, right? And this ice which we are going to use instead of print. So let's put ice here too, ice here, and instead of print, wherever we have used print, I'm going to use ice. Even when I'm calling this function, I'm printing, so let's use ice there as well. All right, so now I will clear this one, and now let's run this program. As you see, it's a very better explanation as compared to one. So it is telling us a complete sentences, a complete statements. Here you can see I is 0, j is where is this one, j is this one, j, and then num I plus num j is 10, and then two sums names is 10. So this is a perfect way of actually debugging your code without IDE. I think it gives a lot of better meanings. So instead of print, go with the ice. I remember in PHP, like the people who actually know what the PHP, how the work, we used to load print or to actually print all the arrays, and then there was var dump and then echo statements, and same if I in Golang we use print lines a lot in there to actually debug something if we don't have the debugger available. And then again in the case of system.out.println, that's also used. And in JavaScript, console.log, console.debug, those are our favorite things that we basically use while debugging without IDEs. All right, so do we have any other better way of doing this? Yes, we do have. We have another module in Python which is called logging. That's a bit advanced shape of debugging and logging your application stuff. So for that logging, what we need to do, you just need to import the logging. I just copy paste it to save some time, and this is basically highly configurable module. So you can configure it to write your all the logs in the file. You can configure it to send the email if there is something happening. Can configure it to save the logs into the database, which is not a good idea, by the way. So this is a basic configuration of logging. Moreover, it has different kind of levels. So it has basic levels, it has debug levels, information levels, warning levels, error, and critical. And definitely, if there is something which is happening critically, you must need to know right away in terms of email or any kind of other alerts that you can generate by using this module. So I have just very basic information here. So now instead of ICE, what you can do, you can just change login dot info, right? Because this is not that critical. But if something is happening here, I can change that logging dot, I say critical, right? I can find different levels of logging informations from this application. And in here, I can also share, let's say logging dot warning. So we have logging dot warning, info, debug, errors, critical, etc. So they all have different kind of levels. But this is also quite handy because it's highly configurable, and I love to receive emails or other kind of alerts when something is happening, kind of a showstopper with my software, with my application. So let's run this, and now you see we have different kind of levels, different kind of informations, but ice is gear as well. So you can even manipulate this one for the better, how to say, better information. And if you want to write these all information on a file, we just need to change this basic configuration. So that's not the part of today. So I hope you understand, and you understand these all stuff, how we can use different modules to make the debugging a bit easier for the applications. For this small program, it's okay, but if your application is getting bigger and bigger, you must need to keep in mind that there are some kind of logging mechanism or other kind of debugging mechanism you can use when you don't have IDE. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I will try to make these session for debugging for other languages as well. And then see you. Take care. Bye.